Hey y'all! Y'all see I got a special guest today.
Hi guys.
I had to take advantage because usually when I ask her these days if she want to do anything with me, it's
No?
no.
Listen,
I
this time actually shows. You didn't really do anything.
I'm just saying. Usually when I ask you, the answer is no. So since she said yes, I'm like, come on, let's do it before you change your mind, girl. Anybody who has not met my favorite girl in the whole wide world, this is my 90 poo, as I call her.
But you also know as Tyler.
Yeah, she goes by Tyler now. You know, it's so funny. Um, the story behind her name. Now, I had already picked out what I felt like was the perfect name. I wanted the first name to be Naya and the middle name to be Denise. But her dad didn't care for that. So he actually didn't like any part of it. He didn't like the Naya because, her father is Jamaican. And apparently in Jamaica, Naya is like not a good thing, I guess. I don't know. But I was like, we live here. So what difference does it make? But anyway, he didn't really care for the name. So then, tried to find something to come up with that we could both agree on. So I'm thinking, I kept putting names up and he just did not like any of them. So finally we thought about it. Okay, his oldest child or his first child, his name is Tyrese. And I said, well, we could stay in the whole Ty thing and we could just name her Tyler. And he was okay with it. So we got Tyler Naya, and then there's Tyrese, his middle name is Antonio. So now he was satisfied with it. But this is my thing. Okay, he didn't care for Naya, and we made Naya her middle name. But guess what he calls her? Naya. We could have just went with what I wanted to go with in the first place. But
Hey,
anyway,
I'm happy that I got Tyler.
yeah, she likes Tyler. I always like names that could go for a girl or a boy. But I think people here forget it can go for both because they just automatically assume Tyler is a boy. And I'm just
For
like,
real, every time when I'm in school, like they always think of like one of them like, huh?
and the other thing that's funny, even though we chose Tyler as her first name, I've always called her Naya, my nanny poo. So when we have like doctor's appointments, it would be funny because we go there and they would come out and they'd be like, Tyler? And I'm sitting there like, Tyler? I'm like, oh, that's us. Because I never called her that. So, it used to be funny. Because I'm like, whoever Tyler is, y'all need to come on because we ready to be seen. And it was us.
Yeah, but ever since I think sixth grade, that's when I switched to Tyler because I just wanted to do something different. I was bored, and I'm still keeping it going.
And this little lady is going to what grade?
Eighth grade.
Eighth grade.
And I'm going to a new school.
Yeah.
We're going to journey. It's really big, like really, really big.
And school has been such a transition because when we were still living prior to moving to this area, we were in Birmingham area, and she went to private school. It was a private Christian school, so it was a lot different than public school. And so when we got ready to move here, I thought third grade would be a good grade for transition because, she had been to other school a couple of years. And the thing was, I wanted to move close to my parents, but also I wanted her to be able to go to a good school without me having to pay for it. So I moved here because I looked it up. I'm a nerd. I research everything. So Madison was like had the best school system. So so I chose to live in Madison because I work from home. Like we could pretty much live anywhere. So we got here and I told her right before, hey Marlene, thanks for coming in. Um, I told her right before we got here ready to move here, I was like, public school is gonna be a lot different because she was used to you uncomfortable?
Just had to adjust. I'm fine.
I'm gonna use in my lap on my leg anymore.
That's fine.
Okay. Y'all, the other thing, she is officially taller than me now. Now I'm 5'6". I guess she's 5'6". I don't know, but she's gotten taller than me. But anyway, so when we moved here, I was trying to prepare her because I'm like, school's gonna be different. She was used to when they went to school every day. Y'all said like the pledge, then the Christian pledge, right?
Yeah, and then we did like Bible studies first.
Yeah, they did Bible verses, which I thought was good. But this was my thing though. I thought all of that was a good thing, but I felt like the world that they were creating in that school environment was not the real world. And I didn't want her to grow up thinking, because we all know the world is crazy. Without some type of religion or structure, people are just doing some of everything. And in Alabama, you cannot bring God into school like a public school. So it's like breeding ground for all kinds of kids. So my thing was, I'm like, she's growing up where she's going to school in this environment where everybody is nice and everybody wants to, they're turning the other cheek and nobody is judging anybody and all that. That's all fine and good if the real world was like that, but it is not. So I'm like, I don't want her to be culture shocked when she gets to a real situation and it's not what she's been taught in school. So I was like, it's time, to switch over so she can, So anyway,
I realized when I went to Madison Elementary for my third grade year, it was like really different for me. But I got realized I kind of adjusted to it quickly, and I kind of learned some new stuff.
Yeah,
new stuff.
But what I didn't like is, I had already warned her that, not everybody at school is going to believe in God. Some people, do different things. There won't be any more Bible verses, all that type of stuff. But I was like hoping that it still turned out to be a positive experience. First week of school, she comes home, somebody bullying her. And I'm like, we ain't even been here long enough. They have a bully, because, at first, it was a little boy, and his name was Travis. And because of they were doing everything by last name, Travis and her came behind each other, and when they lined up, he was always next to her. So I told her, I said, well, maybe he likes you, because little boys, when they kind of like a girl, they'll pick on them and whatever. So okay. So I'm like, maybe he just kind of likes you. So I kind of let it go. And then, time went on and she was still coming home and she was complaining about it. And so, one day she gets in the car and she's telling me, he gave me this note that says I'm ugly. And I was like, well, you don't believe that, do you? She was like, no. That's why I'm like, the nerve of him for giving me that. So it was getting worse and worse. So I finally reached out to the teacher and I was like, and honey, when it comes to this one right here, I'm gonna say exactly what's on my mind because I need people to know where I stand about my kiddo. So, like every time she's ever started school, I usually give the same speech. I let the like when she started in K3, she did K3 and K4 at a Christian daycare. And when I came in, I said, look, this is her first time being, in school, and I'm very protective over her. I expect y'all to send her home the same way I sent her here. So she shouldn't be coming home upset about blah, blah, blah. And it worked out good. And I think God was just in that because I picked that place just because they had an opening. I was new to the area and trying to figure out where to go. So it's not like I went based on reference, but it turned out to be a good selection. I really liked that place. So then when she finished there and she got ready to go to Tabernacle, she started Tabernacle for K5. And I was the same way when I started, it's funny because the vice principal was interviewing me as far as her getting to school, but it ended up me flipping the interview back on her because I'm like, I'm trying to see if I want her to go to school here. So It's not about y'all deciding if y'all want her. It's about me deciding if y'all are gonna get the opportunity to teach her. So, one of the first questions I asked, because it was a predominantly white school, and I just believe in dealing with the elephant in the room. And I would say it was not even 1%, maybe 1% black. They were like in her class for the first couple of years, she was the only black student. And I don't have an issue with that as long as you are treating her the way that you treat everybody else. So I asked the vice principal, I was like, I can see, let's just put it all out on the table. I said, now we can talk about the elephant in the room. Y'all do not have a lot of black students here. I don't want her to feel in any way uncomfortable because I feel like she has the right to be in a good learning environment. So I'm like, how do you plan to handle it if anything popped off that's religious, that's racially charged or anything like that? And she just, I think I caught her off guard, but I liked her answer. She was like, we've never had that. If it were to happen, we would make sure that it doesn't happen again. So, and we had a good run there. She was there for K5, first, second. You pretty much, you like Tabernacle, baby.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. It was very small. So I could relate to that because I went to a small school. And so I don't know. It felt more family oriented. Public school, because it's so big, you kind of can get lost. Like when you go to a smaller school, it's more, I'm thinking more close or whatever. So anyway, we got here, started the first week. After the first couple of weeks, talked to the teacher about the bullying. We got that squared away. And everything was going good until fourth grade. After spring break, COVID hit. And so the rest of fourth grade and all of fifth grade, she was home with me because we were doing virtual school. So when she started, that took care of elementary school. But when it came time for her to go to middle school, she had, number one, she had already been out for a whole year because of the pandemic. Number two, she was going to be going to middle school, which was a whole new experience. And like where I'm from, we didn't have middle school. Our school was so small. You just went from elementary to high school. So I'm like, this is new for me too, because I've never had to deal with middle school. So anyway, she goes to middle school and it is like crazy. The size of the school was intimidating. The number of students.
Literally was hard for sixth grade. It was so hard for me. And then like a few months later, I was like, I do not care. And then seventh grade.
Yeah, it was like a big change because like what we found out in middle school is they're starting to give them more independence. There's not like this teacher-student relationship anymore. You're pretty much on your own. And then going to class, she was coming home talking about how packed the hallways were.
The hallways were crazy. Like there's like a row of maybe around 3 to 4 kids just to be squeezed in there, and you're just trying to get to class like, because it was chaotic.
It was the first week she did good until like maybe Thursday. Then she gets in the car and she breaks down and starts crying. She's like, I can't do this. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm like, what happened? I'm trying to figure out what happened today. And so I told her, I said, in a few months you'll know where everything is. You're gonna know this place like the back of your hand.
And that was too. But I just want to go and say this. When I was crying and pouting for all that, I just want to say, in my school, those eighth graders are big, like big, like tree big. So you kind of expect me not really being ready.
Yeah, but I think the biggest problem was the school was too crowded. They were in the process of building, like where we are, there are only 2 middle schools. Now we have like 4 or 5 elementary schools, but only 2 middle schools. So you either went to her school or you went to Discovery. So they were in the process of building a new middle school, but because of the pandemic, progress slowed on that. and they actually didn't finish it until this past year. So that she will be going to that school come fall. So I was like, I personally, I love some new stuff. So I'm like, it's gonna be a brand spanking new
Trust me,
school.
Mom, you're gonna love this because this looks fancy, fancy. Like this looks like fancy, like to the point that like okay, we went on a field trip. Like for the kids who are going to Journey, we went on a field trip to check out the school, and it says it was still in progress, like for the lunchroom and stuff. But pretty much everything was built.
Mm-hmm.
I I took over 70 photos in that one day.
Yes, you did.
Because it looks like Liberty times 5. I was so confused. It is 3 stories high. Like every room, my jaw dropped. That's all I could say. And I didn't realize that so many teachers from Liberty were going to Journey. Like I originally went to Journey because of this one thing. My choir director, Miss Eminem, was going to Journey, and I'm like, no, I gotta go.
Yeah.
I gotta go. And
she is a songbird. She has a beautiful voice. And
I just like her because she's my favorite teacher.
Yeah, but you like choir, so.
Well, yeah, but that's the main reason.
I got it. But yeah, I think. Hey, Finish Thinker, how are you? Yeah, she. I was excited about the new school. I love some new stuff. Like y'all gonna be the first ones to break in. Like the germs and stuff are gonna be brand new, not 60 years of germs and stuff. I'm germophobic, so that's my big thing. So I'm like brand new bathrooms, locker rooms, everything. So I like that idea. I do think.
Plus, you would like it times two, because pretty much everything's perfect.
Oh yeah, perfect. My favorite color. I gotta find out where the school is. I don't even know where it is.
Hey, but
I got the address, but I haven't.
We were on the field trip. It was like we were getting to our Madison because we were like going everywhere, and then like Journey, we were so confused. Like I heard one kid on the bus saying, "Are we being kidnapped?" I'm like, for real, bro, for real. Where are we going?
Well, I gotta figure out where it is because I got a feeling when I have to come and pick her up for stuff, it's gonna be a whole new experience because we don't know how which she's gonna ride the bus, but as far as like picking up and dropping off outside of the bus schedule, everything's gonna be new. And I told her though, at least y'all all starting on level playing field. Everybody is new.
And plus, you have the time for being the first kids ever to go to Journey, so that's even better.
Yeah. And the other thing is, I think it's gonna be challenging though, because it is a new school and they gotta get a routine set and figure out how they're gonna do everything. So they'll be the first class to work the kinks out, And this will be her only year there because ninth grade starts high school. So she'll do that 1 year there at the new school, and then once we decide, I haven't figured out where I want to live.
Because like if we're staying in Madison, then I'm going to James Clemens, but not.
Yeah. So, Bench Liquor says, spend extra time with your baby girl. You look up and she'll be 30. Don't tell me that. I can't believe she's a teenager. I'm one of those.
I can't believe it either, and I don't want to.
I was one of those mothers. Like I told y'all before, I had her later in life. I was a slow starter. So I had her 10 days before my 36th birthday. So, and I knew that was going to be my only child because pregnancy was horrible for me because I was older and I had some healthcare risks because had high blood pressure, that type of thing. So it was a life-changing, life-altering, crazy, I don't never want to do it again experience. But and she ended up coming early. She was a preemie. She came at 7 months. So she was very nosy. She wanted to get here early. She couldn't wait and stay in the oven until she was done.
I was just being annoying the entire time.
She was very annoying. I was sick. I wasn't even throwing up. It was just dry heat. It was just every time I even think about it, I'm like, and I used to tell her all the time, you better be worth it. Because I was so sick. And I can see she has been worth it every step of the way. It's my baby. And I do her like that all the time. She try to act like she don't like the baby talk. You still like the baby talk.
At this point, I can't even say anything.
She will always care how old she is. She gonna always be my baby. She did finally start sleeping in her own room, guys. She slept with me until she was like, oh, 11?
I have no idea.
I want to say,
Maybe 11.
I think 11 was the first, when she first really started sleeping in her room. Because, honey, when I brought her home from the NICU that first night, we had got a bassinet. And I'm like, I had her in the bassinet, and I'm leaning over the side of the bassinet trying to sleep with her in it. And I was just like, this is not going to work. So I took her out of the bassinet, put her in the bed with me. Now, because she was a pregnant, she only weighed like 4 pounds. So she's like a little bitty teeny thing, and I would roll her up like a burrito, because they have you do the blanket like they call it swallowing or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I had her all wrapped up and on the bed, and I was just like, amazed. So she was a good.
I guess that must have stuck with me.
She said, "Don't tell baby girl's business." Too late. I tell her business all the time.
It's true.
But hey, she tells my business too, being stinker. I remember
because you keep on telling mine.
No.
Yes, it is.
That one why you did it.
Yeah.
She talked too much.
You talked too much too.
We were at a Christmas parade. And like I said, I've always been like the oldest parent in the group. All the other parents are like in their 20s with their 5-year-old, and I'm like 40. So we're at this Christmas parade, and I knew she was gonna do it because it was like a couple, and they had 2 kids, and they were, all of them were down front getting ready to watch the parade together. So Anaya asked the little girl, "How old are you?" And she said, I think she said she was 5, and the other one said she was like 4. And Naya's like, "Well, I'm 5, and my mom is 40. I'm like, I ain't nobody asked you all that. Ain't nobody asked you all that. So I'm just like, just tell all my business. So she tell my business too, business.
Yeah, so I think you tell my business more.
Well, I don't have any interest in business. So I have to tell yours.
Oh. No, that's exposing.
Hey, I live a very basic and boring life. I work from home.
What is saying is a bad thing.
And I don't have a lot of nothing going on. So,
Hey, personally, I would take that life.
But I try not to be one of those parents that talk about their kids all the time. When she live a boring life too, so it don't be a whole lot for me to tell about her either. She hadn't done. What have you really done? They've been out of school since May 23rd. What has your summer consisted of?
We did my mom's trying a new hairstyle. That's about it. Oh, my cousin's graduation. This counts on.
She ain't doing nothing.
I know that.
And I wanted to find some type of activity to get her involved in, but I waited too late for any type of camps or whatever. So I'm just like, we gotta find something to do. You gotta be able to say you did something or something.
I'm interested in like that poster for the Jurassic thing.
Oh yeah. They're trying to make it seem like the tickets are gonna run out or something. I thought it was just like a museum thing where you walk around, but I guess I gotta check and see if it's possible that they could run out of tickets. I'm like, if it's like a museum or something, I don't see it being, sometimes people just put that on there to make people go and buy tickets. Like make you think it's gonna run out. But I was like, we gotta do something. So when you go back to school, you done done something over the summer. But I can't even be mad at her because I was one of them people. Well, when I was her age though, I still did a lot of I did get out some. And then once I got up in high school, I was in the band and did upper bound, so I was doing a lot then. But when I was her age, like I guess like when she was 10 or 11, I didn't really do nothing either. So I don't fuss too much, but she will stay in the house. Like she went and got her hair, we got her hair done that Tuesday. She didn't leave the house again until what was it? Father's Day?
I don't know.
She was in the house for like 7 days straight. And I'm just like, at least open the door and let some fresh air hit you.
I did it once.
She did it once and only once. So, but yeah, I turned her into a homebody.
Listen, bro, I'm not interested in nature.
I didn't know how to be nature, but I mean,
nature isn't literally outside.
Well, and then the other part is usually during the summer we have the pool the pool's not open because of something that happened with them trying to get
all
it.
they did was just retile it. That's all they did.
But they said when they started retiling it, the people that they hired to do it stopped in the middle of the project and they got to find somebody to finish it. So the company they went with wasn't reliable. I'm thinking, shoot, we need a discount on our rent. Because what's the summer without a pool? So we paying for features and stuff we don't even have.
Like the one thing that I was actually thinking of doing is maybe doing a pool party.
Yeah. Okay, Benj Thinker says, does Naya have other entrepreneurial goals?
I don't know.
Do you know what entrepreneur is?
No.
Benj Thinker, she's already an entrepreneur. She has her own business. She said we created a line of hand sanitizer that she and Tony, who I'm usually on here with, his daughter, they're like 2 years apart. So when they were like 10 or 12, during the pandemic, they started a business selling hand sanitizer because we could get the product wholesale and we could repurpose it and sell it. So what we ordered the hand sanitizer, and then we ordered, like, I looked up, because the plain hand sanitizer, a lot of times it stinks.
We just got a bunch of essential oil, mix it all together, just made it into a giant hand sanitizer, and just soak that.
Okay. You making it sound like way less work than it was.
I'm just saying it in a nutshell.
Okay. Yes, we ordered some essential oils, added it to the hand sanitizer so that we could sell scented hand sanitizer. And it was a good business then because a lot of places were out of sanitizer. People run out of Lysol, toilet paper, everything. Well, once the supply kicked up and the product was coming in, people weren't buying as much. And we were trying to get, I actually started a YouTube channel for her and Tyler, because her buddy's name is Tyler and she's Naya. So it was Ty and Naya's Essential Hand Sanitizer. So started a Facebook page so they can kind of blog about being young CEOs. As much as they stay on the computer, they rarely, if ever, uploaded anything to their page. We used to tell them to do commercials, and we still got so much hand sanitizer that we need to sell. And that would have been a great project. Matter of fact, for the rest of the summer. Thank you, Ben Stinker.
Gosh dang it! What have you done?
For the rest of the summer, I need one Ty and Nye TikTok a week. That's not asking a lot as much as y'all be on TikTok. So, come up with a quick little commercial or whatever. Because I'm like, now that the demand isn't there, the whole goal is for them to push the product because they're still young CEOs. So, people will try to support them because it's their business, but they got to be the ones to get out and promote it. It shouldn't be us. So, yeah, Benj Thinker. That's what I'm.
What have you done?
I'm gonna need for her to do that and get do some marketing.
What have you done?
So she needs to, because we bought up like tons of the wholesale product. So it's like we need to move it out, get it going. But I think it was a good experience. Did you learn anything from having your business?
Money.
What about money?
Get it.
She used to be, before she was a teenager, y'all, she was way more, because she's actually my employee as well. Since she's under 18, I've had her on the payroll since she was 5, helping out with the business stuff because, you can hire your child if they're under 18 and there won't be any tax. They don't have to worry about taxes or anything like that. So I did a work contract and got it notarized, and she is officially an employer of mine.
Who did I choose that?
You a child, you don't get to choose nothing. You do what I tell you to do.
It's not the right.
She about to get hurt right now. So anyway, she used to be a much better co-host. Like when we would go to like the Tony and I used to do an in-person meeting once a month. She would sign people in. She would put the snacks out. Really helpful. Um, we even did stuff at our house a few times, and she was my host. What she has not done anything. Well, no, I can't say anything because we did go to a what was that? The violence thing when we did when you sold the hand sanitizer. What was it? It was like an anti yeah, the sexual awareness, anti-violence. It was a thing for young women to go to learn about self-defense, all that stuff.
I saw a place there.
So we were vendors there. We got a vending table, and it did really well. Like everything, we didn't even bring a whole lot of supplies, but everything we brought, we sold. So it sold really good. So that's the only work though that she has done so far since this year. But she's been there for every business lunch and every business Olive Garden dinner that we had.
Yeah, it's food.
She's
That's
there.
all it takes.
Hey, Anna. I'm getting in this one stuff because she's been my employee since she was 5. And the older she gets, the less productive she has been. So, if you want to keep your spot,
Mom, what if I don't want it?
So if you don't want it, you don't get nothing. And you don't get no games, you don't get all the stuff that your chick pay for. It's gonna get cut off.
Okay.
Yeah. She don't even want videos with me no more. That was part of the agreement that she would make appearances because people would ask like how kids can be from age 0 to 18 and still be employed by you. So they would be like, "Well, how a baby can be employed?" I'm like, "Just like likeness." IRS says just like they paid Mikey to put on them do them cereal commercials and that girl with baby let up that green hip folks getting paid. Every time you pick up a jar, buy a jar, they get paid. So I was using her likeness on a lot of my videos and stuff, like videos, posts, everything. So, she get paid for it. She don't make an exorbitant amount, but she make enough. Cause like when I first started with her, we used her money that she made to pay for her to go to private school. Cause you can't write off private school. But if you hire your child and you pay them enough that they can pay for their own private school, it's still a win-win. So the money that I was paying her, that's what went to the school because I was paying her. It was an expense to me, and Uncle Sam reimbursed me. Because when you got your own business, you pay your stuff, and then when you do your taxes, you get the write-offs and you get the money back if it's something that you can do as a business deduction. So her working for me is a business deduction, even though she sucks right now as an employee. She got to get on her job. But anyway, I won't complain about it too much. What you got anything you want to talk about since you were so gracious to jump on with me today? I gotta take advantage of it, y'all, because she don't be want to do nothing with me no more. And she doesn't like her dad back there.
That ain't my daddy. Who the you talking to? That ain't my father. Okay, I got something I do want to talk about. My mom was literally insane. And also, can we get some straight? Tag anyone who knows Shaquille O'Neal. Get the one right here. She can stop this. Because this ain't right. This is from a teenager.
She didn't have no problem with it when she was 3 and 4.
Yeah, but that thing gave me nightmares.
I'm
telling you, on the first night when she brought this home, that thing and her gave me a nightmare. And when I woke up the next morning for school, I legit grabbed a stick and walked in the room like, where? You messed me up. And this is her fault.
She paid me back last night because she scared the crap out of me last night.
Like, you don't scare me all the time. Have you seen all those times when you just woke up and I was ended up on the floor because you be the worst ever?
Like she came home from school and I had put the Shaq thing right in front of the garage door where she comes in. So as soon as she opened it, and I wish I could have recorded, but I didn't know exactly what
I
time.
almost had a heart attack.
I was thinking working. All I heard was ah! I was like, she's home.
Mom, when you like sorted everything out, and then I think you left to get some food, I saw you and I took a photo and I sent the screenshot to my friends, and they were like, "What?" They were shocked, and I'm like, "Have you seen how my life has become?"
Look, I'm trying to teach her that what other people think of you does not matter. Yeah, people think I'm crazy because I love Shaq. Do I care?
No,
Thank you.
but you really say you're to a teenager.
Anyway, she used to be all for it. She was all shackadosha, shackalicious, shaka, everything with me.
I was the same.
Y'all see her? Hello, Shaq. What hating on him?
Too bad. Anyway, I don't care.
But yeah, I'm trying to meet Shaq. And it's gonna happen.
After all your family members and dad dipped on you.
Yeah.
All those chicks.
Yeah, her dad met Shaq.
They don't remember he had the chance to.
Yeah, my brother met him. Everybody met him but me.
Hey, I ain't know.
Well, no, you haven't. But it's coming. It is coming. That's my bucket list.
Because if that's what this pregnant guy, someone get this man to her because she needs to stop.
That ain't gonna make it no better. Once I find the needle, I'm sure not gonna be on in love in. She think that's gonna resolve the issue.
Yeah,
I ain't going to be way worse. But she is a good sport. I gotta say, she is such a, and I'm not just saying that because we're out here. She is such a good daughter. I tell her all the time because we spend, especially during summer, we're together 24/7. And for us, now we did get on each other's nerves during COVID because that was just too much. You know, we couldn't go anywhere because of the pandemic. And we're both sitting here in his house and having to share the same space all day, every day. So that was kind of challenging. But we made it. But when sixth grade rolled around and they were trying to, they were trying to decide whether they want to still do virtual, and they said you got an option. I'm like, you going to school? You getting out of here? I cannot do this for a whole nother year because I had to be like a teacher too. You know, the teachers weren't available like they would be if they were in class. So I'm like, shoot, I'm right here teaching school and everything. But we survived. But she's a good girl. I don't have any issues with her. Do you ever get in trouble for anything? What's the last thing you got in trouble? Oh, I'll tell you what you got in trouble for.
Was it for fun?
It wasn't for lying, but it was like, remember when Fallon was here
Oh!
and y'all decide what y'all gonna do and not let me in on the plans ahead of time, and I'm just like, So I told
that was our fault. That was our fault.
That was your fault because you know who your mom is, and you know I don't play springing up no stuff on me at no last minute.
No, it was also Fallon's fault because she didn't tell me that she was here.
No, it ain't Fallon's fault because it's your responsibility to know what won't be happening in this house. So with you knowing that, if you had done what you were supposed to do, it wouldn't even been an issue because you'd be like, you know what, my mom is not gonna go for that. But yeah, I don't like surprises. We do everything around here decent and in order. So if you want to go somewhere or have friends over or make plans, you need to be talking to me because I'm driving the car. I'm footing the bill. I don't like no surprises. So, you know. But overall, she's a good kid. She did try to get that little line thing going on. And hopefully she was such a bad life. And I hope she stays that way so she can get busted every time. Because she's a terrible life.
No, I suck. I'm the worst liar ever.
I'm like, don't even do it. You're not good at it. You're gonna get in trouble. My thing is, I'd rather you just go ahead and tell me the truth, because I'll ask her, like, did you do so and so? And I remember it was something as simple as I get ready to go to the store. I tell her when I'm leaving, go ahead and take your shower so you can get ready for bed before I come back. I go to the store and come back. I'm like, did you take your shower? She like, yeah. Tub dry. Not a drop of water nowhere. Towel dry. Like, I'm like, I think she thinks because I'm 40, how old am I? 49.
It's not because it is.
Well, what makes you think that I'm so dumb?
I just don't know.
Well, you legit wrong, because everything you done try to do or think you're gonna try to do later, guaranteed.
I know I'm gonna be dead caught. This point just cut the conversation because I know what's happening.
Yeah, that's the only thing. That mouth get a little slick sometimes, but she get that from me. And
Sorry.
when it goes too far, I'm lying. I don't even remember last time you got a spanking.
I think it's, but I know you have to slap me at some point just to say curse word.
Yeah, I spanked you here because someone had to do some homework.
Yeah.
So
I think I couldn't spell brute force.
She wasn't trying. See, my thing is, I tell her all the time, if you are working and doing your best, I will not like hold you because you couldn't do it. But as long as I know you can do it and you got the potential to do it and you just slacking off, that's not gonna work. And see, I already know what she's capable of. So when she come in here half-assing, talking about homework and this and the other, I'm not gonna let that slide, because you are more than capable. She had honor roll every quarter except for one, and she had got a C in math. But other than that, ever since she's been in school, well, she did have a little bit of a transition when we moved, going from private to public, because the teaching style was completely different. With the private Christian school, they used this teaching style called, is it a Becca or something like that? But anyway, it was totally different from the teaching style public school had. So that was a big adjustment for both of us. And we had, a few bumps in the road there. But after we figured everything out, she has been an honor student. She got chosen for Junior Beta Club last year. So she got the potential to do it. She's just lazy. Yeah. And I don't play them type games. Lazy is not an excuse. So that's the only problems I have with this one. Other than that, she's a good girl. Very good girl. Well, thank you for hanging out with me. Who knows when I'll get this pleasure again.
3 years.
But Ben Thinker, thank you again for asking about the entrepreneur.
What have you done?
So that she can make these business TikTok and sell this product.
Okay, that's it. No.
Before you unhair me, man.
She might care about my sister.
Anyway. Look, she has a head full of hair. I, on the other hand, purchased mine. So I don't need her de-hairing me on a public platform.
This country's me right here.
Yeah, I tell her, all them wigs in the closet, them your sisters. Go pick out one of your sisters that we gonna wear today. That I'm gonna wear today. She got about 12 sisters in there.
I thought it was 13.
It might be more than that. I need to be ordering some more. But I be like, thank you, Jesus. I can change up my style every day.
I know, this is probably one of the greatest adventures of all time.
Mm-hmm. But anyway, y'all, I'm on call it today. I don't know if I'll be on tomorrow. I gotta take my mom. I'm off tomorrow and Friday because my mom is having a dental procedure done. So I'm gonna take her to that. So depending on how the schedule goes, I don't know if I'll be able to jump on tomorrow. But if I am, I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with us. Please like, subscribe, share, and thank y'all for coming.